Hi guys, on this show we're looking at Swanson, Wolf, Love, Atkins, Ryan, Busey, Glover and Gibson. We're looking at 1987's Lethal Weapon. One take, mate.
One take is plenty. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of your favourite film fact podcast. It's 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Plenty, and I'm too old for this shit.
And I'm the other guy, I'm John, and I'm actually looking to try to get is it a psycho pension? I need a psycho pension.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Better. Jesus.
Psycho pension!
I want a fucking psycho pension too. Mate, I can be psycho. I can be crazy Gary Busey. Not to be confused with crazy John Akabusi.
I thought he was going to say son.
Awooga, indeed. John boy, how are you?
I'm alright, mate. All the better for seeing you, beautiful face.
Yeah, fun stuff, isn't it? Yeah, good. This is the first of our Christmas episodes. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. Yep. And we wanted to pick something a little bit different than all the other shit that we keep promising to do. And actually, I realised that I've been banging on about this film for fucking 4 years now, thinking it's probably really, really good. And it turns out it's just all right. I had a good time, but it is a Christmas film, and I will fucking fight you on a lawn covered in a fire hydrant water if you think it isn't.
Yeah, because people try to say it's a buddy movie. They're just trying to say that the setting's at Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie.
It's Christmas throughout it. Christmas is in its Christmas fucking DNA.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. John, what film is it?
So it's 1987's Lethal Weapon, not to be confused with the Emilio Estevez / Samuel L. Jackson's
National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon, which Rachel and I watched recently. It's good. It's good. There's too much going. Now we've done this, we won't be able to do it. Like, now we've done this, I mean, we probably can. There's so much going on in that film. It's exhaustingly funny.
It's Scotty. It's Scotty on the coffee machine. Have a push it in it.
God, he couldn't have been far from death at that point. He was only about 2 or 3 years from being dead. But this one, 1987. What else could we have been talking about?
Well, if you listen to last week's show, they'll find out, because it's the exact same year. It's not very often to pull out that card, but I think I used up all my good material in that last one. So
okay, fair enough. Then go back an episode if you haven't already and listen to the Lost Boys. It's a good fucking get out, that, mate. Yeah, well done.
No, I know, but I'm looking at it again. I don't.
And listeners won't believe this. I will put it up because I sent you a video, didn't I? Because you selected 3 and I selected 3. And we put them on the wheel thing that we use for the patrons.
Randomizer.
And we spun it, and it came up with this madly, in spite of the fact we mentioned it last week talking about Richard Donner.
Yeah. Because people think it's a fix, but no,
it's
footage.
Actually, it probably would have been better for us if we didn't have this one. We'd have probably got more facts because we'd have got director and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, by the by, if you like what we do, you can give us a quid, and we will shout you out in every episode. We'll also put you on the wheel, and you'll get to pick an episode. So that's very, very good. Everybody's Spotify Wrapped coming out, and loads of people have been sending us things saying, "Look at me, you're my 3rd favourite podcast, and you're my fucking 5th favourite podcast," and all that. No one yet has said we're their 1st favourite podcast, but even my wife, John, and we went to all those fucking efforts for her last week. 3rd favourite podcast, behind 2 white women murder podcasts. Can he win, pal?
Know your place.
Absolutely. No, yeah, exactly.
And it's always third.
Yeah, I am behind the White Women Murder podcast. Anyway, so find us on 100thingswelearnedfromfilm.co.uk or patreon.com/100thingsfilm. Follow us on the socials, get us on YouTube. We've got loads of little videos and bits and pieces coming out as well. Okay, should we get started?
Let's do this.
I was just wondering who we were going to shout out for choosing this one, but it's us. Shout us out. Great.
Yeah, big up your Plenty.
Big up us indeed.
Big up yourself.
Gen your man dem. Right, okay, so it opens, and it is a Silver production. Now, we've done Joel Silver, but I couldn't for the fucking life of me remember which, and I didn't Google it. I don't know. Again, one of those things where I was just like, I don't know. I just won't bother.
Yeah, so we're gonna do because I wasn't I was doing Founded. No, I realised. Hang on a minute, we've done.
Yeah, we've absolutely done Joel Silver. I'm just bringing it up now to see what we've actually done that was a Joel Silver. Hudson Hawk. There you go.
Oh, there you
Hudson
go.
Hawk.
So
a considerably worse film than this.
I'm gonna whip out my first fact.
I'll go for it. Yeah.
That I got straight away. And it's an oldie bit of goldie, but the the thing that's classed as the most lethal weapon in the world.
Yeah.
It's still the nuclear bomb.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it's still considered the most dangerous weapon in the world, so that was an anticlimax.
Yeah, thanks a fucking bunch, Cillian Murphy.
I know.
He was a mad shagger, though, wasn't he? I had no idea what absolute mad shagger he was.
He was the bomb. The bomb.
He was the bomb, diggy bomb, bomb. Yeah, indeed he was. 120 million, John, this made off of a $15 million budget, right? And the more I think about the fact this cost $15 million, fucking hell, it looks so good.
They got their money's worth at that, didn't they?
Every
Some of the
fucking
explosions
penny is on the celluloid.
Aye,
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. Also not released at Christmas, released in March.
Ah, right.
Feels like a missed opportunity, but I guess more people got the cinema in March than they do at Christmas? Question mark? Certainly to see Christmas films. I don't know. Yeah.
Nobody wanted to see buddy comedy. This buddy police comedies, did they?
No,
considering they all came out at one time.
Yeah,
the Last Boy Scout and all that. Jesus.
Written, of course, by written by Shane Black, writer of previous episode, Last Action Hero. Also, loads of films set at Christmas.
Long Kiss Goodnight been one of them.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that's a good one, isn't it? Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which you had on the wheel. Yeah,
it was on the wheel of steel.
And Iron Man 3.
Iron Man.
His unproduced scripts, mate, are fucking batshit, by the way. I thought the Joe Dante video that I did on unproduced Joe Dante things on YouTube was big. But this, fuck me. A 1992 Wild Wild West film.
Right.
A 2014 Remo Williams film. You know the Burt Ward, Remo Williams fucking super spy film? Is it Remo Williams, The Legend Continues?
Oh, yeah,
from the late 80s. He wanted to make one of those in 2014.
Bugger off. Really?
And a 2018 Avengers movie. Now, I still can't find if that is like the superhero Avengers or bowler hat tossing fucking Ralph Fiennes Avengers. Which, by the way, if it was ever streaming anywhere, would be an episode.
Oh, God,
Sean Connery and his "That's my weather machine," which he's fucking got in Carlisle today. I'll tell you, Jesus Christ, he got blown away. So the film opens with Jingle Bell Rock on the titles. Jingle Bell Rock, a Bobby Helms song from 1957. Its B-side was called Captain Santa Claus and His Reindeer Space Patrol.
No way. That's a bit much.
I mean, I could.
It's out there.
I couldn't.
It's out there.
It's 2 times platinum in the UK, Australia, and Italy.
Yay, Italy.
Where they made Santa Claus's Reindeer Space Patrol run on time or something.
No, very hard.
This woman, by the way, it's never Christmas, John, without a pile of pills, is it? It truly is a white Christmas for this woman, Amanda Hunsaker. Oh, she's fucking the most clunky fucking name for me to write down all the time.
Man, they've all got funky names.
Fucking Murtaugh. I got to a point where I just wrote Rog.
Right. The young older black guy.
Oh, mate.
That's half it.
The woman decides she can fly and jumps off this building, right?
Yep.
Now, the first thing I Googled was, which building have they thrown this mannequin off of?
Yeah, got it. Because it looks weird, doesn't it?
It's not even the building. It's just this doll falling through the air with its arms flailing wildly.
But it looks like that records building. Remember?
I honestly thought it was Tower Records building in LA. It's not. Did you get what it was?
International Tower in Long Beach.
Yeah, 700 East Ocean Boulevard. Good work. And we then see her land on this fucking car, which is a really good bit of filming, with her arms outstretched, and then it cuts away, and when it goes back, she's got her hands over her bits.
Yeah. Well, back then, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, I loved this, by the way, John. The stunt was done with an airbag, with a life-size painting of the driveway and the cars, which is like a foreground miniature, and she falls onto it, and it cuts just as she hits it.
Oh, that's
it's
good.
It's so good, and
that is good.
Even watching it I've been watching it in not 4K, not quite 4K, I think 2K Blu-ray, and even watching it in that, I can't fucking tell. I've slowed it down, I've paused it, and I can. Yeah. Someone somewhere will have a screenshot of it, and it's obvious, but not to me. It looks fucking great.
It looks good. That's good. So good. No, that's a good way of doing it. Good way.
In this suburban neighbourhood, Roger Murtaugh is in the bath, and his wife and kids burst in with a cake. It's his birthday, and it's only a little bit weird.
Yeah, it's just because it doesn't look like there's much soap or bubbles in that bath.
Absolutely, there's not a lot hiding his fucking... and do you not see his dick in the colour purple? I'm pretty sure you see his dick in the colour purple. He certainly uses it in the colour purple.
How hard does he squeeze in it?
Ripping the head off it, son.
I know that.
He's 50. It's his 50th birthday, John. Or is it?
Okay. Or is it? Yeah. Did you get his age at this
when
he done it?
It depends. Because when it was filmed, he was 40. When it was released, he was 41.
I've got 41. Yeah. I've got 41. So I've got a few. I'll do these now. So he's 41 in it. Yeah. Mel Gibson's meant to be 31, but later on in the film, we'll debate that. But his wife Trish, who says she doesn't want to disclose her age, she was 40 at the time.
Oh, was she? All right. Oh, Darlene Love, 40, by the way, the Queen of Christmas. Yeah. Queen of Christmas. Mm-hmm. His daughter tells him that his beard's going grey and it makes him look old. Now, I think the best he looks in this film is with that beard. I think the beard looks so good. It's a kind of it's a true Samuel Jackson Black Snake Moan beard. Going on this.
It really is, isn't it?
It's probably about the 6th time on the trot I've mentioned Black Snake Moan on this podcast.
Well, you're going to need to do it at some point.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell, mate. I just think I can watch it again. On the beach, lassies come home to the trailer park. No, it's not. It's Sam the dog. Sam the dog, John. Played by...
a dead dog?
Well, yeah, the dog's certainly dead. But the dog was also called Sam. Sam the dog, played by Sam the dog.
Oh, that was easy.
No, exactly. I guess that way they could just shout, Sam, and it'll fucking go.
Yeah, which makes sense for most animals. They should actually do that.
Absolutely.
What do we know? What do we know?
Riggs lives in a trailer, he smokes too much and wanders around with his arse out because it is the 80s.
He really does. He really does.
He takes a beer out of his Nord cold fridge. I was like, oh, hello, Nord cold fridge. Mm-hmm. That's one I've never heard of before. And we've definitely never done on the podcast. And do you know why?
It doesn't exist?
Well, no, it absolutely does. But it's a brand of refrigerators manufactured by Thetford, North America, and they are designed for RVs and other recreational vehicles, such as boats, campers, trucks and vans.
Cool. That's why I've never done it then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who looks at a fridge when you're in a camper van? How weird do you need to be to eye up the fridge?
But it's a decent size. It's a proper fridge as well, isn't it? It's a decent size fridge.
Aye.
Like, you almost expect you to open it, there's his wife's fucking head in it or something. You know what I mean?
In comparison to his wee telly, it's fucking huge.
Oh, yeah, that depressingly small telly. With the man, I couldn't find this, but there's a man talking about the grading of his chickens.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find anything about it.
Anything on it.
Yeah, so a lot of our grading, our guys don't pass the ones that are standard grade A in America, and I was like, mate, you're still going to get diarrhea from your chickens.
Yeah, no half.
It's nowhere near what we fucking do in this country. He opens this beer, and it's a bit too early even for me. And you know me, John. I like an eye opener.
Aye, you like it, aye.
At the Murtaugh house, Mrs. M, she's a terrible cook. She's called Trish. I don't think he ever mentions the name.
Trish, yeah.
But she's the official Queen of Christmas, as we've said. Darlene Love was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2011. Other Christmas films she's in, The Christmas Chronicles 2, which I never got round to. I've seen the first one.
Is that the animated one?
No, it's the one with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell as Santa and Christmas. She's fucking
I know he's on it. I don't think I got the second one either.
No. Best known for Christmas Baby Please Come Home, which we did in the Gremlins episode last year.
Gremlins, so it did.
The opening song. When it goes into whatever the place from Hill Valley.
Yeah,
it's the same place.
Exactly,
same
Hill Valley.
Place,
yeah. True that, mate. True that.
Her real name, John, Darlene Wright.
Right.
Well, when you're right, you're right, and you're
right,
always
right.
Darlene. Spaceballs future episode, but Spaceballs in January, mate. I'm not kidding. We're doing Spaceballs in January. I'm desperate to open up this fucking 4K one I've got here. Desperate. She takes a message from a guy called Huntsacker. I can't get it right.
Yeah, I know.
Rog says he hasn't heard. I haven't heard that name in a long while. I haven't heard it since Nam, and you almost expect like it to go a little bit dark, and for him to kind of in the background there to be firing guns and like smoke, but there wasn't. I was a little bit disappointed there wasn't.
Until I seen him, and like, oh man, last time I seen him, it was in Escape from New York.
Oh yeah. Well, more on him shortly. I got a couple of bits and pieces on him. Murtaugh has 3 kids of varying ages, and they're all here to make us feel old, right? Roger comes to this stoned prostitute called Dixie that saw the woman jump last night. She was called Amanda, as we've said. Her parents, Michael and Claire. Murtaugh tells the cop to find out who's paying the bills for the apartment. He's going, that could take a while. He's like, well, fucking do it. We'll fucking get started, basically. In the apartment, he's sat there touching everything.
Everything,
Just fucking rifling through all of her shit.
Honestly, Jesus.
Like snorting a coke, doing the lot. Gil Grissom is fucking losing his shit.
Using their phone? Was he using their phone?
No, it's his phone because you see him with it later on.
Yep. Did you see it? Did you see it?
Mate, did I see the fucking phone? Yes,
did you get in on it?
Yeah, I think so. Did you? Have you got anything on the phone?
Yeah. Should we get it out of the way now?
Yeah, go on, you might as well.
So 1984, Nokia launched a portable NMT telephone called the Mobira Talkman.
Yeah.
And it weighed 4.8 kilograms.
Oh, wow, I didn't get that.
4.8 kilograms, Jesus.
I found one on some fucking German website, dasscheiße.com. No, I can't find where the fuck it is. But yeah, I found one on a German website and it was €60.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I am not paying €60 to get that fucking shipped over here. That's for sure.
No chance. Maybe just stick a SIM card. Jesus.
Bend over and I'll show you. The phone isn't particularly portable, and he gets Huntsaker's number. Riggs is at this Christmas tree lot buying drugs from Tom Green? ?
Yeah, I know. One had a mullet. It was definitely party at the back, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
What the hell?
He offers $100, but they want $100K. He pulls his badge on these 3 before giving them the old Larry Curly Moe, doing a poke in the eye.
Right.
His cop buddies show and take down 2. But I've written something here, and I'm going to have to change it later on. I've written non-union Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers here, right? Because the guy looks a little bit like him. Right?
Does I? Yeah.
Holds a gun to his neck. Riggs yells, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me, until he loses it. Grabs the gun from him. He's like, you're under arrest. And it's like, whoa, you really are crazy. Right. This Anthony Kiedis guy, right? The reason I thought he looked like Anthony Kiedis is it's his fucking dad. The actor's called Blackie Dammit. No, really. It's his stage name.
No way.
And it's died in 2021. There you go.
Jesus.
Yeah. Obviously, it has to be because this film's set in California. Isn't it? Yeah, standard.
I thought you were going to go see on me there. Jesus.
That night, he's drinking and sobbing over his wedding photos. He takes his gun, puts it to his head before deciding otherwise, and then puts it in his mouth. Yeah, much better idea. But he can't do it. We see that he's got one bullet, one specific bullet.
That specific bullet, yeah.
Really should have done a trigger warning for this. Maybe a trigger warning for him pulling the trigger. He tells the photo that he misses her. I miss you, Victoria Lynn. And I'm like, mate, that is the most fucking living in a caravan on the beach name I can imagine.
I love you, Vicky Lynn.
I miss you, Victoria Lynn, and your Drunk Theory podcast. Whatever. I don't know. In the precinct, there's this cop choir practicing Silent Night, and it's just so fucking stupidly throwawayable, this bit. The woman's trying to get these detectives to sing.
Singing tune.
It's just not working.
But they just start to trip around the
just
precinct,
wandering
just
around,
singing.
fucking singing. You're like, come on, mate, this is LA. There's so many murders happening here.
Imagine going in there, obviously your kid's been murdered or something like that, and then they're just fucking walking about singing.
Good King Wenceslas one slipped out. Fuck off. The police psych is here, by the way. It's the actor that plays Elaine Wilder. I didn't recognise her because she wasn't being held hostage by Danny DeVito in Cartagena. Rachel also pointed out it's the man out the Goonies.
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
We'll probably never cover it. She's telling the chief that Riggs isn't ready for the street and that his wife recently died in a car crash, which is not important until the next film. After we'd finished this in the same night, me and Rachel watched the second one.
Oh, did you? Right.
The second one, it's missing the raw stuff that this has got, and then when it tries to get raw, it's really stupid. But then, like, the fighting bits are pretty good, and the villain, Joss Ackland and his diplomatic immunity, just not scary.
I
like
know.
South African accents aren't scary.
I know.
It's like white man South African accents are not.
No,
I am not frightened
totally
by your subpar de Netherlands accents.
Gary Busey was.
Gary Busey, fucking brilliant. And his old man chief,
got a light.
fucking McAllister.
Oh, aye.
What the fuck is going on there?
Everything, wouldn't he?
He spends all his time in his roll neck.
Aye. Telling his pals to set themselves on fire.
Yeah, anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves yet again. Roger's been told by another cop that he's behind the times. This cop says, I'm an 80s man. And I cried last night. It's like, were you alone in your bed? Yeah. Sounds like an 80s man to me. What? Another cop comes in to tell them that the pills that Amanda had taken were cut with drain cleaner.
Yeah, no. What the hell?
I could do with some of those because my drains are blocked.
Is it packed up? No.
Story. It's the only bit of me that's backed up, sunshine. If she hadn't jumped, she'd be dead anyway. Just then, Riggs enters the office, all raggedy looking, and Rog tackles him when he sees his gun. But Riggs throws him.
No, I like when he runs and goes gun, and Mel Gibson's character's looking
around to see who's got the gun.
That's quite funny. Good. I like that.
He throws him down, and we get our very first "I'm too old for this shit."
No,
it's good.
Yeah, the sax, which this annoys me. So I'll do a bit of the music first.
On.
So Eric Clapton collaborated on the music, so he played lead guitar on the soundtrack.
All right.
But I was annoyed that Tim Capello did not play the sax.
Oh, mate, how disappointing. Timmy Capello.
I was that raging that I didn't even get the Sandyford or something like that.
Oh, well, you're all right, because I got Michael Kamen. Mind I sent you a screenshot of his work.
Yes, you did.
Day.
Oh, God, yeah. My name is Michael Kamen.
Now, one of these films is not like the other. He did Pink Floyd's The Wall, Brazil, Highlander, Rita Sue and Bob 2.
No way,
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesus.
I'm going to assume he didn't write We're Having a Gangbang.
No. No, fine.
Honestly, listeners, go away and have a look at his IMDb. It is fucking stacked.
It's phenomenal.
For film
people
soundtracks.
he's played with. He's played with so many bloody David Bowie. The whole.
And then his last film, First Daughter. Yeah, Katie Holmes as the president's daughter. I think might have been. I've seen that. I have definitely seen that. Some sort of rom-com.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, but it's like good. But
your excuse is you've got daughters. I don't want my fucking excuses. I guess I like terrible actor Katie Holmes? Question mark. I don't know. I like the music of Michael Kamen. I don't know what to say. The pair of them become acquainted. Rog checked his file. He was in the Phoenix Project Assassination Squad in Nam. They're all in fucking Nam, aren't they? Is it so easily written that just put everyone from Vietnam? Mm-hmm. The Phoenix Project Vietnam was not Brian Potter putting on USO shows, by the way. Welcome to the Phoenix Project. The program lasted from 1967 to 1972 and was designed to identify and destroy the Viet Cong, or the VC, via infiltration, assassination, torture, counter-terrorism and interrogation. There you go.
There you go.
All my favourite. These are a few of my favourite things, says Americans. They're talking about their guns. Rog checks his out. 15 million Beretta is what Riggs has. I found one on Gunstar for 130 quid. Mm-hmm. Gunstar.co.uk. And a 4-inch Smith & Wesson, which I couldn't find. For sale.
Yeah.
And this is
there's so many guns in here. Are we going to take this as just one? Because there's so many guns.
Yeah. Do what you want. Do what you want. With the guns.
Oh, no, I got a couple.
Cool.
Because all I've got was Walther PPK-S.
Oh yeah, the old Bond.
The old Bond one, the old Bondy.
The later Bond one.
no bondage, and a M19 11A1. So
That's the big. That's the big
one.
one later on, isn't it? That's the crazy
the
Gary
biggie?
Busey one. Yeah, baby. I like that. Rog says he knows Riggs is into. He says Tai Chi, and then he names a couple of martial arts. Doesn't he? I'm like, again, these things are not like the other. And then he says, I guess we should register you as a lethal weapon.
Lethal weapon. I knew it. As soon as I heard that, I thought he's going to have a pinger.
You know I was going to do the
going to have a pinger.
They agree they don't want to work with one another. Oh my God, we've only got like an hour to figure this out. In something I can only call the Steam Factory, this next scene, this guy Mendez turns up. I don't know what the fuck they... I guess they make steam for wholesale in this bit of the factory. It's all I can figure. There's a bar out the back as well, for some reason.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Crazy Gary Busey as Mr. Joshua. He pats down this guy Mendez before taking it to the boss. Mendez is concerned about the heavies that the boss, General McAllister, keeps around him. To prove crazy Gary Busey is crazy, he lights a lighter under his finger and he doesn't flinch at all. No. And then at the end he's like, I know that didn't hurt you, but go and see Enzo and he'll fix you right up.
He'll fix you right up, bye.
Okay. Mr. Mendez decides, these are the people that I want to buy heroin from. Sure. Okay.
Aye, why not?
At Huntsaker's office, Rog tells the guy that they were trying to murder Amanda. By the way, John, Huntsaker, our good friend Tom Atkins.
Yep, Tom Atkins, yep. As soon as you see him, he's like, he's looking really old in this, but I just remember him.
He's always looked old. He does the
fog.
He was at Love of Horror the year we went a couple of years ago. He's always doing the fucking photographs and things. He looks nearly dead. He's emaciated.
He's nearly away.
Although all I got from this was 10 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 10 more days till Halloween. Silver Shamrock. He gets fucking Silver Shamrocked at the end, doesn't he?
No shit, aye. Good old eggnog.
Hunsaker wanted Rog to get Amanda out of the drug, prostitution and porn that she was...
Yeah, she's done soft porn.
Yeah.
Like,
Hunsaker reminds Roger that he owes him. He's like, you owe me. Remember, you owe me. And we never really realise what. I guess he saved him from a Bubba Gump style thing in Nam. Threw him over his shoulder.
Pretty much how it works.
And I just ran and ran. Tom Atkins, massive fan of shrimp gumbo. He tells him to pay off the debt. He needs to find them and kill them. He's like, I'm a cop, you idiot. He's like, but you owe me. Oh, fuck's sake, yeah, I guess I do.
I know that's it, you owe
I'm
me.
like, mate, chill the fuck out. I'm a cop. I've got a career. You're a fucking bank manager or something.
I know.
So when they go into this place, I thought it was the place, I'm pretty sure this building they go into is the place where Bill Duke steals the car at the beginning of Commando. It's this big open fucking thing, isn't it, with the glass windows. It's like, oh yeah, I've got the one single desk in this huge open... Do you know what I like the most about this car?
All that space?
The price. Fucking Bill Duke, man.
What a legend.
Later, Roger tells Martin that Huntsaker saved his life 1965 in the La Drang Valley. Behind them in this bit, John, this is, and again I sent you the photo of this twice, but by absolute fluke when I paused it the second time. The film on at the cinema.
Aye.
The Lost Boys, another Richard Donner movie from last week.
So full circle, big man.
Absolutely.
Full circle.
Battle of La Drang Valley, 1965. 5 days, November the 14th to the 18th. Won by South Vietnam, the best bit of Vietnam. 237 US GIs were killed and 132 Viet Cong died. The Mel Gibson film, I like this, We Were Soldiers, is about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it, but I quite like the fact. Other things that happened in 1965, listeners. The 30th of January, Winston Churchill's state funeral, and the Gammons haven't stopped banging on about it since. February the 18th, the Gambia, not to be confused with just Gambia, becomes independent of the UK, and the world population hits 3.3 billion in 1965.
Jesus. Simpler times.
I know, yeah.
Simpler times.
Come on, Michael. 3.3 billion people can't be wrong, Michael. Something. 132 Viet Cong can't be wrong, Michael.
Can't be wrong.
Can't be alive.
I hope people watch our other listening.
I know, because otherwise none of this. I mean,
it's wasted on them.
The thing is, every episode is the same fucking 4 gags. So you'd think that they would have. If the lore is deep, listeners, go back and listen. The lore is deep. It's fucking hell. And then every now and again, it'll be something we haven't thought about in fucking donkeys. Because every week it's fucking Blammo and the Netherlands, and then every now and again we'll go back to something we haven't done in fucking forever.
It's always Paul Payne that picks up on things as well. Fucking Paul's all
that. They attend this jumper with a psychologist. This guy's going to jump off the building. Riggs turns up to speak to him, and Roger says, "No guns, no jiu-jitsu." And he goes, "Roger." And he goes, "What? 10-4." It's a fucking great line.
Aye, that is good. It's really good, because at first I was like, "What?" Oh,
it's so good. And it's got some fantastic little bits like that. It really has.
Yeah. Oh, God, aye.
It's also got some fucking horrible, really not acceptable Mel Gibson lines, which we'll come to. Riggs wishes the guy a very Merry Christmas and then gets on the ledge with him. He says, "Look, my boss is down there watching me. I've got to at least make it look like I'm talking to you."
That's good.
He claims he calms him enough to give him a cigarette, but when he passes his lighter, he puts the cuff on him. "Do you really want to jump?"
Yep.
"Well, let's do it." And they fucking jump. They land on this safety pillow thing, and the guy is arrested.
Yep. Right, I know fun facts about suicide.
Yes, keep it light, John. Yeah.
I will. This is quite a good fact, actually. In the United States, jumping is the least most common method of suicides. It's less than 2% of all reported suicides, but this is up to 2005. Okay. But jumping for buildings is the most common method of suicide in Hong Kong. Ooh. According to their stats, 52.1 of all reported suicide cases are jumpers.
All right, okay.
That's 2006. So
not that terrible Hayden Christensen film, I hope.
No, God, that was terrible.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? Again, another
so
Samuel
bad.
Jackson movie. Moving on to other cheery things. These big inflatable cushions, fire trampolines, also known formally as life nets, were widely used by fire departments during the early to mid 20th century. These have been phased out into the 90s because they're just not safe. So you fucking fall on them and wait.
Hey!
You bounce off of this soft thing and into the fucking glass factory.
Or into the tyre pit that's on fire.
Rog grabs Riggs and they head into this building. "Do you really want to die?" He says, "Every single day I think about eating a bullet. You want to die? Take my gun. Put it in your mouth." Riggs then goes to do it, but Rog grabs the gun off of him. "You're not trying to draw a psycho pension. You really are crazy." After Roger's talking to the psychologist.
Psycho pension. I love saying it, psycho pension.
It's good. She tells him that he shouldn't be anywhere near Riggs when he goes, "Oh, I'm too old for this shit." Again, he's on this fucking bridge with his phone, isn't he? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've murdered people on this bridge in Grand Theft Auto.
Aye.
In the car, Murtaugh is muttering about his life. 50 years and now he's going to die at the hands of this crazy person. Riggs wishes him a happy birthday. He says, "Well, maybe we'll stay alive long enough so I can buy you a present." They head to Beverly Hills, to the home of the guy paying for Amanda's apartment. In the compound, they spot 2 women bagging up coke.
Bagging up coke, yeah. And they've all got their clothes on, which is weird, because every time you see women bagging up drugs, they're always naked.
It's so that they can't nick out, isn't it?
Exactly.
Exactly. There you go. Look at us, drug barons here.
He must have trusted them.
Riggs threatens to break a woman's arm here. I mean, Mel Gibson equals always an arsehole. I can't believe we never saw it. The guy comes at them with a gun. Rog shoots him in the leg, and as Riggs approaches him, Roger explains they'll question the suspect. As Riggs helps him up, he pulls a gun, and Riggs just blows him away. He falls into this cover on this pool, right?
Yeah.
And by the time they pull him out, he's dead. And I'm not entirely sure if it's the fact that he drowned, the fact he suffocated, or he was blammoed to fuck.
I couldn't decide, because there's plenty of air in it, because when you look at it, you can see the air in the pocket.
But this has always scared me ever since I was a kid. That you ever see a cover on a pool, that I would fall in and I'd end up fucking dying.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's always scary. But the covers are kind of like a lot more solid, aren't they? Usually. They're not like this.
Yeah. Aye. Well, that's the only thing that could kill Bruce Willis, and was it the one where he's invincible?
Water. Yeah. They call me Mr. Glass. All right. Breaky boy.
Fucking pain in the glass.
You ever met anybody you didn't kill? is Roger's line. By the time the crime scene have been secured, it's night time. Rog thanks Riggs for saving his life, and they head to his home for dinner. Roger introduces Riggs to the family. The eldest daughter's kind of like, mooning over him. And shit.
Yeah. Like a scene out of Indiana Jones. I love you.
With the blinking with the eyes. Mate, that's so funny. They offer him a Canadian mist, which I was going like, surely that's got to be some sort of maple syrup-based beverage.
I was going to say Scotch mist equivalent.
Canadian mist is a blended Scotch whiskey. The only one I could find for sale was a bottle distilled in 1970 and bottled in 1974. It's £180 at winesearcher.com. Going to assume they don't make it anymore. But yeah, I couldn't find much more. Later on, Roger and Martin are having beers on the boat in the drive. He says, "What do you know about boats?" "I know how much they cost." And they're discussing the murder. Roger's certain the guy that they killed was the killer. Rianne interrupts. She wants to go out with the boy to the club, but she's grounded for smoking weed in the house.
What?
Roger explains beer is legal, but grass is not. When did weed become legal and illegal in LA? 1925, possession of marijuana became punishable by up to 6 years in prison. 1954, penalties for marijuana possession were increased to a minimum of 1 year to 10 years in prison. And California legalised recreational marijuana in November the 9th, 2016, when Proposition 64 passed with 57% of the vote.
Munchies.
Absolutely, yeah.
The boat was a Shamrock boat. Did you see the Shamrock?
Was it Silver Shamrock?
Shamrock. So they've been building boats since 1971, and they build boats from 17 to 26 feet.
All right, okay. Owned, of course, by WWF wrestler Ken Shamrock. I don't know.
The fighting.
The fighting Shamrock, yeah. Riggs leaves. I enjoyed the meal. He says, bullshit, but thanks anyway. And he says, make it through tomorrow without killing me or anyone else, and I'll start trusting you. He's like, I try and make it through every day without killing myself. And it's kind of really touching. He says, hey, Riggs, you really like my wife's cooking? No. See you tomorrow. Kind of like, so there's two kind of ongoing jokes with Murtaugh's family. And if we don't include the fucking cat, which isn't even in the film. But there's the bit where, like, she's a terrible cook. Like, she drops an egg at some point. Like, we've all not dropped an egg. And for some reason, in spite of the fact that we get to a bit where the house needs done up at the end of the film, the house has always got holes in it. And that is it's never covered as to why that house is full of holes.
Yep. Even the second one's the same, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I just assumed the second one was because they'd not had the money to do this because he's not on a psycho pension.
Yeah. You can afford a boat.
And maybe he's just one of these men that hasn't got his shit together. You know, sell the boat, do up the house. Yeah, exactly. Back in the house, Roger's grabbing a beer from the fridge, and it's adorned with this "End Apartheid" sticker on it, which fucking took me back. Apartheid ended on April the 27th, the first vote was April 27th, 1994. Black South Africans were able to vote in a general election for the very first time, and 3 days later, Nelson Mandela became president. There you go.
The people were spoken.
Absolutely, and beautiful it was too. His cat Burbank, for some reason, is eating this package with this high school yearbook and a video in it. The video is Amanda in a shower with her friends. It's kind of tame, but you absolutely wouldn't want any of this fucking family to walk in on you while you're watching.
I know. It's Bravo level.
It kind of is, yeah. It kind of is. Yeah. He does really well to keep his hand out of his fucking pants.
Laid bare. Laid bare.
Yeah.
I know.
Laid bare, fucking hell. Mate, that takes me back. Shit, I wish I'd Googled that. Well, I'm glad I didn't Google that. But you know what I mean?
Aye, I bet.
We see that Amanda and Beverly Hunsaker are in the book. So she wasn't. You know, twins Basil. Twins Basil. That morning, Riggs wakes him up with coffee. He was obviously up all night watching this video of fucking Amanda in the shower with her pals. Because he's like, what time is it? It's daytime. They decide that they want to talk to Dixie the prostitute. At the shooting range, they're suggesting that Dixie poisoned Amanda. and could be sleeping with her. Riggs goes, lesbians, disgusting, because Mel Gibson was always an arsehole. Yeah, okay. They grabbed the cop to say she'd grabbed the cop to say that she'd seen it all. And he keeps going, it's thin. It's a thin premise, but I'll give it a go. He goes, thin's my middle name. And he goes, with your wife's cooking, I'm not surprised. It's kind of good.
What'd you say? Did you see? And they do the shooting competition?
Oh, the shooting! The shooting thing's good.
Right. So, this is what I got for this. See that the tune is humming.
Oh, mate! I can't believe you've looked this up.
I got it. No, as soon as you done it, I didn't even look it up.
I knew exactly what it was.
It's a Jesus trick for Family Guy.
It is the Jesus trick from Family Guy, but here's the thing, because we did this on Everything We Learned from The Simpsons, the Not Quite Dead, but Just Sleeping podcast that I did with Tom. The Jesus thing. He puts the hands behind him. Right, so that is based upon a real, quote-unquote, magician called Art Metrano, right? Who used to do that on all of the big kind of shows. And the whole thing was he was a rubbish magician. So he'd put his hands behind his back and then he'd bring them out and like the fingers had gone off one hand and were on the other hand. Mate, right. Art Metrano is the fucking cop, the bad chief in Police Academy 2 and 3. He is Inspector Mauser or whatever he's called. In 2 and 3, Police Academy.
Yeah, because
you know that he ends up he loses his eyebrows and he ends up painting them on.
Yeah.
That's Art Metrano. That's who did all this.
That's amazing.
Because I messaged Ian McComish, patron and friend, and I said I have just caught this on a thing because it's something that I only knew that he knew. He's the only other person that I knew that was the thing. But obviously you knew it from Family Guy. This is God. Yeah. But the Jesus thing, that's Art Metrano. Listeners, go away and listen to watch an Art Metrano thing. It's fucking beautiful. And when you see him, John, you'll go, that's him. That's the bloke out of Police Academy 2 and 3.
No. Oh, good.
Man, because I was like, I'm not going to write that down. I'm not going to do anything about that because it was really hard for me to shoehorn in, and you got it.
It was hard. It was hard to hear it, but I could do every now and again.
All the while through, because he sends the thing back, doesn't he? He sends it back, and so, back to the movie. Murtaugh sends it halfway, and he takes a shot, and he goes right through the head. He goes, "Look at that! That's a great shot." And he's like, "Okay, old man, step back." And then he sends it all the way back, and it spends like 2 minutes waiting for this thing to go all the way to the back of the range, and all the way, and then he shoots it, and he comes back, and it's got a smiley face, and he throws it out because "Have a nice day." We've done the "Have a nice day" thing twice now. We're not doing it again. We're not doing it again.
No. Agreed.
Yeah, more Forrest Gump. More Forrest Gump. If you like that's
I'm glad we got to that though.
Yeah.
I'm glad you.
Mate, that's I'm blown away.
That's made your podcast.
That's a different film.
Good.
That's Dad's me, Tommy Lee Jones. So it is. Fuck off.
Well, the IRA.
Oh, the IRA, Tommy Lee Jones.
I know.
Christ. So they head to the hood to speak to Dixie, and these little kids are taunting him. And as they approach the house, it explodes. And Rick says, "It's probably nothing." And Murtaugh goes, "It's thin. It's very thin." And again, it's your dad's favourite film, listeners. It really is. But it I don't know. It's pretty good.
It's bands, isn't it? It's banter back and forth.
In the wreckage, they find an explosive device, and the kids saw someone messing with the gas meter that morning. "I've come to fix the gas meter." Murtaugh talks to the kids, and this little face he's got for the kids. "And what's your name?" He says. The kids, really kids like, "Don't tell him your name, Alfred." "Don't tell him, Pike."
As soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh my god, it sounds on me."
He's like, "Alfred, hi. How old are you?" And the kid covers Alfred's mouth and goes, "He's 6." And he goes, "Oh, Alfred, I bet you like GoBots." And I was like, "What? You didn't even catch that, did you?"
No, didn't they fucking GoBots?
I bet you like GoBots. GoBots, John, Tonka's answer to Hasbro's Transformers.
That's right.
And they were shit.
I never had one.
Oh, I had a few.
I never had
You're a little bit older than me, though. In 1991, Mattel bought Tonka and moved GoBots into the Transformers multiverse. I'd love to see that. However, Hasbro only owns the likenesses of the GoBots, such as the cartoon. It does not have the rights to the toys, which belong to Bandai. Fucking hell. It's a lot of shit
Jesus.
about shit robots, that, isn't it?
I know.
I think a GoBots film would be better than any of that Michael Bay shit, though, wouldn't it?
Well, I will.
It's only a matter of time before he puts
worse, wouldn't he?
GoBots into those films. Surely he's running out of Transmorphers or whatever they are.
It's going to be like the Justice League, but robot forms.
Oh, mate. We live in a society of GoBots. Mama says the police shoot black people. Is that true? Let's get you kids some ice cream.
Even back then, it was like,
fuck
man.
me.
Jesus.
Alfred's like, I'll draw a picture of the killer. Go and get some crayons, he says. And
I know.
Then they don't
what?
bother. He's like, tall, white, with blonde hair. Yeah, and he's got a tattoo the same as him. And I was like, what, the flying hellfish?
What was it? Never quit?
Yeah, okay. Never quit, says the man that puts a gun in his mouth every night. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
They realise that they're dealing with a pro. At Amanda's memorial service, Roger's talking to Hoodsaker in this gazebo thing. I don't know what's going on in here. Full of like... It's got this table with fucking eggnog on it, and I'm like,
party nog.
Party nog. Yeah, I was like, what
the hell?
We've done eggnog.
That's an eggnog substitute.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Man,
So,
I want some
what
vegan
the hell
eggnog.
is
It's the only type I could probably drink without shitting myself to death.
And blown up.
And then I probably still would. Well, that's because I've put fucking a gallon of rum in it. Where's the rum gone?
Where is it gone, indeed?
He says he doesn't trust him. Oh, he goes into his pocket to get his pills, and he's like, so he's on antidepressants, and he's knocking back the eggnog. And you're like, son, that is not good. That is not good for you. And he's like, keep your hands where I see them. I don't trust you. He says, you were going to blow the whistle when you called me, so they killed your daughter. He says, I've got another daughter, I need her protected. He says, in Nam, after he left, I was in the Shadow Company, working to bring down drug dealers as Air America. Another Mel Gibson film, by the way.
Yep.
A worse Mel Gibson film. After they destroyed the whole setup, they pulled out but still had their connections. They used them to bring in 2 shipments a year, run by ex-CIA soldiers and mercs.
I have to see what he'd done to Sergeant Dan. They want to need an extra income.
Is that where Lieutenant Dan got his legs? From selling heroin?
In a way.
Fucking hell.
There you go. Learn something new every day.
Absolutely.
Don't get me started on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise.
Stoned on the 4th of July. Mike's bank is a front. Oh, you don't fucking say. It's in a fucking car garage. Bill Duke's going to run you over. It covers the tax, so they can't kill Mike because he's the only one. Rog says, I'm going to burn it down. I want to know the shipment, I want the names, and I want your connections. Mike picks up a carton of eggnog and he's about to take a drink directly out the carton, which Rachel would fucking murder him, by the way, if it was in our house.
Kirsty kills me every time. Every time I do it. I do it all the time.
And then he just gets... This helicopter appears at the window and just fucking blamos him.
Right through the carton as well.
Yeah, it's sucky. But there's no blood... I was disappointed. Like, there's no, the carton
blood.
just spurts milk instead of blood-coloured milk. Yeah. Riggs shoots at the helicopter, but it gets away. On the helicopter, the Radio General McAllister explained that Tom Atkins is dead, but that they've got a new problem in the shape of Murtaugh and Riggs. And it's kind of like, fuck's sake, things are going from bad to worse for these boys.
I know.
That night, Riggs is questioning a prostitute, right? So it's this Asian prostitute, and he goes, what's a good Irish girl like you doing out here? Again, more proof again that Gibson was a fucking baden. Yeah. And this fucking car pulls up out of nowhere and just fucking shoots him through this plate glass window, absolutely annihilating him.
Point blank.
Yeah. Riggs, in fact, Rog runs over, picks him up. He's got a bulletproof vest on. Luckily, Riggs spotted the shooter, albino creep.
Well, we've done Kevlar, but we didn't do the actual the vest itself. Okay. So the modern day bulletproof vest was invented in 1893 by Casimir Zelglin, a Polish Catholic priest. The vest was made of silk. A priest, aye. The vest was made of silk layers and steel plates.
Wow!
So God knows what he invented it for, because it didn't actually go into any detail of why he needed something like that.
For the Pope, you assume. Do you know what I mean? Those sucking priests. What year did you say it was?
That was 1893.
Maybe there was some big war in Poland in the 1890s that we didn't know about.
Something going on.
The fucking Austro-Hungarian murder spree or something. Wow.
All the people who invent it, a Polish Catholic priest. Jesus.
Mate, obviously didn't have that much belief. Otherwise his Lord would have saved him.
Either that, he had too much time in his hands.
Too much Kevlar in his hands. They have the edge, because the bad guys think Riggs is dead. This is a really good idea, by the way, and they can use it. Just then, Roger gets a radio from the office. There's a dead kid 2 blocks from his house, and it's a description of the kid that Rhiannon's dating. They get to Murtaugh's house, and they find a note. They've got Rhiannon. The phone rings, and it's crazy Gary Busey. Oh, you got a beautiful daughter. Stay by the phone and see where to meet us. Innit? My Gary Busey impression is just atrocious. But, needs more teeth.
I know.
Busey calls the cops about the shooting of Riggs. He's pretending to be the newspaper, and they tell him that Riggs died in the shooting. So they think that they're down a man. They want Murtaugh alive. They're going to need him to talk. The phone rings at the Murtaugh house. We don't want your daughter. We want to know what Hansaker told you. Meet us tomorrow at Dry Lake. So they go to Dry Lake. Cuddy Beck Dry Lake, John, where this is filmed. Rachel turned to me and she went, I'm expecting Kevin Spacey to have fucking Gwyneth Paltrow's head in a box here.
Head somewhere.
Yeah. It's San Bernardino County, and it's a 6-mile long and 2-mile wide dry lake. Things that were filmed there include Mad Max Fury Road, Captain Marvel, and that Madonna's Frozen video. Remember that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought, Jesus.
R.I.P. Madonna, yeah. By the way, because guaranteed by the time this comes out, we'll have fucking murdered her. It's her, Tito Jackson.
Oh, no.
Aaron fucking... Not Aaron Paul, that would be good, because Mike Tyson didn't do it, so maybe we'll have to do it. Aaron Carter. We killed a lot of fucking celebs on this podcast.
Jesus, we should talk about celebs.
Absolutely. They drive out there. By the way, it's 141 miles from central LA, so it will have taken them a few hours. And a helicopter and stretch limo arrive. Disappointingly, no truck covered in speakers with a bloke with a flamethrower guitar bungeeing off it. I would have liked that. This bunch of goons have some massive guns. This is the A1, isn't it? Yep. Not the motorway. Yeah. They want to swap Murtaugh for the girl. Rog pulls a grenade. If she's going to die, it's not on your term, it's on mine, which is good. In the shrubs, Riggs has this sniper rifle, but he can't get a clear shot. Crazy Gary Busey shoots Murtaugh in the shoulder, and he drops the grenade, and they scatter. And it's merely a smoke grenade. How do we know Crazy Gary Busey's crazy? Because of this fucking white V-neck jumper he's wearing in the middle of the desert.
And that's must be blazing. He's sitting.
And the sound.
There was a cucumber.
Mate, you're never going to get that clean again.
Yeah, never going to get out of your gun. Never going to get out of your gun.
Never in a million years. Riggs manages to take a few down, and Rhiannon escapes driving the stretch. Riggs is about to get a shot on Crazy Gary Busey, but General McAllister finds him and pulls a gun on him. Meanwhile, Roger's outnumbered and gives up, whilst Rhiannon runs aground on some shrubs.
Yeah.
I can't figure this out.
And they tried to knock her off the road with the helicopter.
With the helicopter, yeah, okay.
What?
A stunt for stunt's sake, I guess. In the hideout, so they've taken them back to the city. This is back in the steam factory, by the way. Riggs is tied up shirtless under a leaking pipe. There's this awful line of, "Who's the chin?" when the character Endo arrives.
Oh, no.
Christ, Mel Gibson was up. You fucking get it. I'm not going to keep doing those. Gary Busey, he knows more about pain than both of us ever could. And he's got this car battery with clamps attached to it. He's going to give him the clamps. Clamp,
sponges. The sponges.
Yeah.
Is that coral? Is that coral?
He starts shocking Riggs. They want to know what he knows about the shipment. And he's like, I don't know anything. And they just keep shocking him. By the way, John, this actor, Endo, Big Trouble in Little China, I recognised him from. He's in Die Hard as well. He's one of the goons. And he's Genghis Khan. Huh?
Was he in Dumb and Dumber?
That I didn't see. But he's Genghis Khan in Bill and Ted.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
He was a stuntman more than anything else. He's doing loads of things like those uncredited stunts. He admits Riggs doesn't know shit because no one can take that level of pain. But obviously we know that Riggs knows all about it. Meanwhile, McAllister is smacking about Murtaugh and literally rubbing salt into his wounds.
Yeah, I seen that. That
Fuck
was
me.
bad, man.
What kind of torture is
that? That was bad.
Oh.
That's fucking horrific.
They bring in the girl.
Like grinding it right into him,
yeah, absolutely. Like, oh. Ooh. They bring in the girl and still refuses. When Endo's about to give Riggs another, he strangles him with his thighs. Hot, sexy Mel Gibson thighs.
He does that whole James Bond thing, didn't he?
Xenia Topanov, whatever she's called, yeah. And works his way off the hook he's on. McAllister threatens to hurt Rian. He says, "It's over, son. There's no more heroes left in the world." And just then, Riggs bursts in, topless, and just takes down 6 guys.
Oh, I know.
It's
no bother.
really good. He frees Roger and the kid. And he says, "Let's do what one shepherd said to the other and get the flock out of here." It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
They make it into this weird club from the start of the film. It's full of people. But that doesn't stop crazy Gary Busey. He just starts unloading his gun on them, doesn't he? Escaping into the street and jacking a woman's car. There's a cinema here, by the way, showing Debbie Does Dallas, which I thought was a little bit weird.
Jesus.
Again, didn't Google it, didn't want to end up on a list. Murtaugh and Riggs take chase because it's quicker to walk than to drive in LA. They find an overpass where they can shoot at Busey in his car, which catches fire and he crashes it into a telegraph pole. I was very glad you weren't up that telegraph pole, John.
I know. I've been in my harness, just sitting going, well, it's quite warm up here.
He takes to his feet, and then there's this running gunfight on the highway, which is pretty good with the static traffic. He stops this guy. "Mind if I test drive you, rowdy?" And then he gets away. Back in the alley of this club, Roger's being driven down by the general and his driver. He shoots the driver, and then the general manages to gain control of the car just enough to get it going. But he gets out into the fucking traffic, gets hit by this bus.
By a bus? I know. What are the odds?
And he's under it, trapped, reaching for grenades amongst all this fucking heroin. And then the car just fucking goes up.
So I had to double check that. So yeah, grenades can explode and fire. The primer and the grenade's fuse is activated by can be activated by unwanted stimulus. Man, just so you know. So don't set fire to your grenades.
Don't set fire to your grenades with your unwanted stimulus. I'll see what I can do.
Right. Don't rub your grenades.
Riggs reaches the scene and explains that Crazy Gary Busey got away, or CGB as we'll call him. They need to head to the Murtaugh residence because he knows where they live. There's beat cops there. CBG murders them before heading into the house, where he shoots Scrooge on telly because he's crazy. What day is it? It's goddamn Christmas. The house is empty, but they're just there. The squad car drives through the wall, but it's empty. Riggs peeks round the corner and pulls a gun on him. Out on the lawn, Riggs put his gun down and offers him out for a fight. Now, this looks really fucking good, especially because they've hit a fire hydrant and it's pissing everywhere. And the police helicopter's lighting it. It's really good. Wouldn't be a problem in the UK, of course, because all our fire hydrants are underground.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because we're just a better country, generally.
Clever that way, isn't it?
The cops all stand by and watch it, which I absolutely didn't get, even when Riggs is getting hammered. And there's this bit where Rog wants to tag in at one point, because he's toting this length of drain pipe for some reason, and he absolutely knows how to use it, doesn't he?
Getting wanted by a gutter.
He almost kills CGB with these amazing thighs of his, but lets him live. As the cops are helping him to his feet, he grabs a gun off one of them, but before he can blow the two of them away, Riggs and Murtaugh put bullets in him. It's quite good.
Bad boys for life.
Bad boys for life, a slow motion shot as well.
Yeah.
Fast forward to Victoria Lynn's grave. Riggs wishes his dead wife a Merry Christmas. It's pissing it with rain so much I thought the fire hydrant was still going at this scene.
It was so sunny though, did you notice? It was so sunny.
Riggs goes to see the Murtaugh family. He gives Rian a gift for your father. It's the bullet that he threatened to kill himself with. I won't be needing it anymore.
And a bow.
Oh yeah, this little bow. Roger arrives. After everything we've been through, you think I'm having the world's worst Christmas dinner without you? You're crazy. He says, hey, I'm not crazy. Sam the dog is here too, and Burbank and the cat have a carry-on. And the movie ends with Roger saying, "I'm too old for this."
That's too old for this, yeah.
It's
Nice.
good. It's fantastic. Film ends with "I'll Be Home for Christmas, John" by Walter Kent and Kim Gannon, who I think is the baddie from Legend of Zelda. I'm not sure.
Yes, that is.
The song is sung from the point of view of a soldier stationed overseas during World War II, writing a letter to his family. Original recorded by Bing Crosby in 1943 with a B-side of Danny Boy. What a fucking record. Hey, you better watch your kids or I'm going to hit you with a sack of oranges. It's another Family Guy reference, I think. But also true. Terrible, terrible kid beater. This version by Elvis, John, didn't chart. What did chart was Seth MacFarlane, Camilla Cabello, whoever that is, Reba McEntire, and Kelly Clarkson. But the version that I've picked to look at, the biggest hitting one, Michael Bublé.
Ah, the old Bubbles.
Oh, the monkey Bubbles himself. Yeah. 145th in Portugal, the chart. 82 on the Swiss Toblerone 100. 71 where, John?
The Netherlands.
You thought I wasn't going to squeeze one in, but there it is.
Ah, well done, you.
And 40 in the Puskas Top 40 chart of Hungary.
Ah, the Puskas.
Other people that were to direct, Leonard Nimoy was one of the choices considered for directing, but he didn't feel comfortable doing an action comedy movie. And instead did Three Men and a Baby this year.
Illogical. Illogical.
It's action, Jim, but not as we know it. Not as we know it. Not as we know it. John Saxon, Willem Dafoe, James Woods, and Christopher Walken were all considered for Mr. Joshua. They'd have all worked in a way. John Saxon wouldn't have worked for me.
Nah.
And I think James Woods too chatty. But yeah, John Saxon and James Woods, not great. Christopher Walken, possibly. Willem Dafoe, 100% would have worked.
Oh, God, aye. He's an acting chameleon.
Yeah. Brian Denny, he turned down Roger Murtaugh because he didn't want to play a cop. Thought it'd be typecast. There you go.
I suppose, aye.
There you go. Any other facts?
Yes, so at one point he's blind shooting around the corner. There's actually a device, it's called the corner shot, that turns a shooting pistol into a short-barreled rifle with a swivel panel.
Wow.
So basically just, and there's one that's got the panel and it's got a screen on it so you can actually see what you're shooting.
Fucking hell.
So it's
like a
warfare,
periscope.
Big man. Yeah, Modern Warfare. I'm sure you've seen one when Wanted. Remember that bloody James McAvoy
with the shooting
thing?
around corners. Oh, what a fucking...
But they actually had one that's actually flicked around and you actually see where you're shooting.
Wow. Okay.
That's it. That's all I've got.
Okay. Why is Gary Busey mental? In 1988, actor Gary Busey was involved in a motorcycle crash. He was riding a Harley Davidson in downtown Los Angeles where he lost control and hit his head on the pavement. He was not wearing a helmet.
Of course he was.
Famously. Busey required several hours of neurosurgery and suffered permanent brain damage.
No shit.
But he's still got those fucking choppers.
I know. I know, smash his teeth in.
I think that's all I've got, mate, actually. I'm absolutely still fucking reeling from the Art Matrano facts. So, while I top them up, how many do you think we got?
Ooh, I'll round it up to an even 87.
Ooh, higher.
92.
Piss off. There you go, I'm showing John 92.
Oh, mate, look at that.
Well done. Oh, well done. Oh, man. There you go. 92 things we learned from that one. If you like what we do, give us a quid. We will give you a shout out like all these lovely, wonderful human beings that I don't have a list up in front of me for. With it being Christmas, when we are not busy when we're not doing stuff at Christmas, we are going to we're going to do some stuff. We're going to do some stuff at Christmas. When I'm not at work, I'm going to record some stuff for the patrons. Something a little bit special. I like to read fucking books and stuff like that. I know you don't like to do it, but you probably don't like it. I don't know. The feedback I get is kind of, oh, that's really good. Thanks very much for doing that. But then nobody goes, I really don't want to listen to you reading fucking animal porn or whatever it is this time. So I'll pick something a little bit more Christmassy.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like Caddyshack the novel or something.
Yeah.
Right, so shout outs to James Priest, Lee Davies, Candy, Oodles, Stig, Biggie, and Gadget at Modern Escapism. Kieran, happy birthday, Kieran, for last week. Sorry, miss, I didn't realise it was your birthday until it was too late. Jake, lovely Rob Jones, Jen, Megan, Dale Alley, Maria, Paul Parks, Ian McComish, Nigel Davies, Dan and Gavin Belson, Aaron Huggett, Joe Higgins, Mono, Ian Graham, Gav McGill, Josh Wilson, Rachel Plant, and Phil Fairish. There you go. Shout out to all of you.
Shout out.
Thank you for your continued support. We love you. We love you. We love you. John, anything more to say before I tell us all to piss off?
Again, so festive season upon us, so time to dig out the contacts that you don't hear much of and contact them, because not a lot of people are going to have good friends like me and you, big man. So it's time to dust off some of those numbers and reach out.
Yeah,
and make sure everybody's
reach out
all right.
and tell them to listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
That would be nice. That would be really good.
Yeah,
we'd enjoy that. But yeah, absolutely, John, you are 100% right. And I am going to be very Christmassy, and I am going to call my mum, which is really hard for me because we had a falling out, and you never know, do you? You never know when she's going to get fucking blammoed through some eggnog.
Blammo. Never know.
So I'll get in touch with her beforehand and get her to change the bill.
Always thinking ahead.
I know,
man. Always thinking ahead.
Absolutely. Tis the season, Marge.
Tis the season.
So cheers, mate. And hey, listeners, won't get this, but I'll be seeing you for our Christmas party in a couple of nights. Exciting.
Can't wait.
Podcast Christmas party. It's literally just me and you down the docks, fucking drinking out of a tramp shoe.
Pretty much, doing it, Govan Docks, just sit and talk to Ramsey Nesbitt.
Bookie out of a fucking Tupperware container. But for now, he's been John, I've been Planty, and this has been 92 Things We've Learned from the OG Lethal Weapon. See ya.
See you guys.